What's going on is the Wolf. We are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, America's fastest growing podcast, really the fastest growing podcast in the universe.
True story.
True story, as always, man. I'm excited. I'm excited because we got a sponsor, so I'm excited to be joined by my guy Q. That's
Excited to be here.
right on Q Live. That's right as on the right side, QUE
Yeah, the people
on live.
Yeah, the people know. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I got you.
Mhm.
And on top of that, man, big shout out to our sponsors. Y'all can see behind us, man. We've been telling y'all for months that this is a billboard. So we y'all see taking place, it's the billboard. This is a billboard. You know what I mean? Big shout out to her fantasy box. As always, I tell y'all to go shop with them, ladies. Go shop with them, go shop with them, go shop with them. Another thing I want to bring back to the surface, man. Big shout out to Mogul Leem. I spoke about him a few episodes ago in regards to him helping me with my credit. And just so you guys know, now I won't share it. I told y'all where I'm at. I'm excited. But yeah, like
Like at 4:30 now.
well, okay. That's right there from the record. But yeah, I actually got good credit. So big shout out to Lynn for not only helping me remove the negative item, but at the same time helping me build my credit, teaching me how to build it and how to maintain and sustain it. Now, granted, I knew a couple things, but he actually showed me different methods to literally like fast track and everything else. So because of that, I gotta share his information with y'all again, and I don't want y'all to let this information go to waste. And make sure I tell him the Wolf sent them because I'm still a businessman. But aside from that, though, all in all, I do want y'all to have good credit, which he was able to do for me. And it was a couple weeks ago. It wasn't even that long. Like that's what make it even more dope. But his number is 267-303-5938. Once again, that's 267-303-5938. His name Mogul Leem. And y'all can tell him that the Wolf sent y'all because he'll show y'all love just on the fact that y'all came straight from the podcast. Another thing I want to shout out, man. Shout out to Good Garments on the sponsorship with the shirt. I'm going to do a brief stand-up real quick. Click me to the wide so I can show them the back of it. You know what I'm saying?
Rolling.
And also shout out to Persevere for the pants. So if y'all see me with these pants, these fly-ass pants, I got them from a Philly brand. Persevere, big shout out to Triz. And shout out to Good Garments, which I don't know if they're from Atlanta, but I know that I got it in Atlanta. So I don't know if I know that it might be Atlanta-based. So I blended just the Atlanta with the Philly, and this how we got this outfit that we got going on. So yeah, big shout out to everybody that decided to sponsor us. Q, you got any sponsors? Q is sponsored by Levi's.
Levi's. Yeah, Levi's.
Wranglers.
Foreman Mills.
Wranglers.
Shout out to Foreman Mills.
Shout out
Get
to
it out.
them. They get everything out of season. And it's going to be name brand.
For sure.
3 years ago. I remember Rockaware shirts, but it'd be the one that like didn't make the store.
For sure.
But it's Rockaware though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mills, man. Big shout out to the Mills. Let's talk though. Let's get it. How was your how's life?
Life is cool. Life is life.
As always.
And life is cool. We maintain it and sustain it.
I feel good, man. I feel like just always keeping that mindset of just getting a little bit better and not worried about making big leaps, but just making incremental leaps, like incremental steps. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to the gym and you could do 4 sets and then you go for a week and then you could push to 5 and then you go for 2 weeks. You're like, I'm at 6. Then you look up like, I remember 4 sets used to have my arms hurting. Now my arms don't start hurting talking to 7 sets.
Sure.
And I feel like that's like the rule of thumb with life is just like, you know, just getting a little bit better. So I've been grateful for that. And go ahead.
To piggyback off that, I know with the gym, I went through certain points of having to improve where I feel you also can get used to your threshold of improvement. Because let's say you get, you once upon a time you couldn't do 10 reps, whatever. Yeah. And then once you get used to 10 reps, you kind of get complacent with that. I go in there, knock out these 10, and then you realize, no, you need to.
You actually got to keep going.
Yeah. So I know I actually went through that a few months ago. I was like, man,
I could do 3 push-ups, now I could do 4.
Mainly with the bench press. Mainly with the bench press where. Mainly with.
Yeah, he started it out the gate. Like we just finally getting back to just me and you, and that's how you started. You ain't even excited to see a nigga. Damn.
First of all, this nigga had me fucking about to starve. Wait, we get into that, but no. So I was talking about, when I was bench pressing, with the 45 plate on there, and
how many?
You do 10, 20. Ain't
no, one on each side.
Yeah.
135.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
45 plate on each side. Yeah.
Let's go kill.
But that just became just the norm. I realized, I need to add, the 25.
How
with
much
the 45.
you weigh?
How much I weigh? 220.
You should at least be able to bench your weight though.
I can bench it, but it wasn't my norm.
Oh, it wasn't your norm. Oh,
Yeah, cause I wasn't maxing out, whatever. Yeah, I would just, put the 135, do it 10 reps 3 times.
Like you just bench press.
Exactly.
You wasn't really thinking about actually increasing your weight to get stronger.
Exactly. Yeah, 135 isn't the max at all. But like you said, years ago, it was probably my max, maybe whatever. Yeah. But I realized, no, let's start pushing that shit up. Let's start saying, all right, well, what can we get? Can we get to 250? Can that be like 5 reps?
So what did you get to?
Well, now I'm just coasting with the what's 45 and 25?
That's 180.
Yeah, I'm just coasting with that right now.
That's good. 180 not bad though. I see. So
I don't know what my max is.
I maxed at 245.
I can tell honestly, I've never even tried 245. I did 225 years ago, like twice.
I maxed at 245, but because I haven't been benching heavy, I've been staying at like 205. Like, but what I'll do is I'll do like I'll come in at 135, do like 10, 15. Then the second set I'll do like 8 of 180 or something. Then I'll do like 4 or 5, 205. And then what I normally would do is go up to 225 and do 2. And then I'll do 1 at 245. But because I haven't been consistent, I've been stopping at 205.
Gotcha.
But so my goal actually is to work myself back to 245 to be able to at least do it twice.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because I be talking shit in the gym, like when I'm playing ball. Like, nigga, how much nigga, I've been for 245. Like, so like one day they might call it, like, nigga, go in there right now. Nigga, we already, this is gym right there. Nigga. And I gotta like be ready. So,
and I can admit, that's why actually I like going to the gym, even though it's not often. Like going to the gym with somebody else. I feel like with that kind of camaraderie and competitive nature, when you with your mans or your friends, and you'll just be talking. All right, I'll go. You naturally go. You increase the strength of the weight and the reps or whatever. Yeah. Where if you just kind of do your norm and kind of
because your mind is telling you, you did enough. Like but when you got somebody there, you see your homie going
and they increase, they add more plates to it.
Like,
all right, that type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, but let me
245. That shit. So I know, but because I'm usually going by myself, all right, I did my 30 reps. Call it a fucking day.
Call it a day. On to the next. Yeah,
right.
And then work
because I did it
like a girl. Well, no disrespect to the women. I mean, I'm just saying they do what they came to do. No, it's not. I'm just saying the women who not active heavily in the gym.
You saying you stay in the kitchen and not work. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying
nah, they just do enough. Like they do what they came to do. There ain't no extra push. If it get too tough, they go to the next machine. I'm not talking about the gym, the packed gym rat.
Yeah, it be some there. The gym girlies these
not
days.
The gym girlies.
That shit
yeah, not the girlies. I'm talking about the views of the world.
Yeah, because Ricky's still in pain because the gym girlie broke him down in the gym.
I was trying to figure out what type of workout they had him doing that got his legs still hurting, like so I can stay away from him. Nigga walking around like he a fucking stick figure. Nigga legs don't bend for nothing. He just walking around 6'5" tall.
With combat boots on.
Combat boots on for sure here every step.
But Zada, moving on real quick. So I know we don't really touch on the trendy topics too much or whatever, but
we ain't gonna start today.
We not, but we always got different approach to it. I'm not sure you're familiar with the whole Travis Hunter thing.
That's a trendy topic, and I'm not touching it.
Exactly, but of course, we nuanced here.
Okay.
But what I got from that whole discussion and discourse around it was the idea about when relationships and bonds change from success. It's always we even talk about here a lot, where it's like if you lose something, you fail or fumble, lose your status, how can a woman, whoever you're dealing with, deal with that? Are they still going to stick around, still going to love you, still going to tolerate you? But also how dynamics can change even with success, though.
Yeah.
I remember my old lady told me that years ago. Yeah, people always talk about, like, if you fall down, will she still be with you? But also, will she still be with you if you go over?
I talked about that in a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, I remember. I wasn't listening.
Yes, she was. There's a clip out there somewhere.
But to me, that's why I
trying to present some profoundness like he ain't heard it 2 weeks ago.
No, that's why I got
talking about his old head. I'm his old head. I'm the old head that said it. Go ahead.
So that wasn't my dad.
What else I was like? I am your dad, nigga. Why do you think me and your mom be having problems?
Fair. I see the signs. Keep coming with this one.
No, go ahead.
But just the idea, I feel that's what happened in a lot of relationships and tension is when someone can realize somebody may just be surpassing you or being successful.
No, that's a fact.
Or when you're not or when you're just not the center of the conversation anymore.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And you can't even deal with that spotlight not being on you.
So let's pivot just a little bit. We can come back to that, but just pivoting when you're thinking about it, right? I feel like me personally, like that was something that like I had to learn. So it's like always being somebody, even if just in my environment, even if it's like if you the family star, just being a star of the family, right? So it's like you the person when you come in the crib and Thanksgiving, everybody like, Nah, he ain't. Well, what's up? Like everybody, all the kids run up to you, everybody happy to see you. It's like you brighten everybody's day. You get accustomed to that spotlight, right? So most people don't have the training or the experience that would show them how to deal with it when it's no longer them.
Mhm.
So you see this happen transparent across the board in life, where people used to be in the person, like that person, and then when they're no longer in the spotlight, they don't know how to create room for the person who's coming. You feel what I'm saying? For me, I was able to go through an experience where my nephew, I used to rap, he became a rapper, and like he charismatic. It runs in our family. We charismatic, we witty, we funny, we, you know what I'm saying? Like we got that good energy. And it's like he came in at a time where I still was getting it, but I started to see the
Shits.
yeah, for sure. But I had one or two options. I could have been on some trying to compete for shit, or I can embrace it and let him have his moment. And I let him have his moment. And I started to actually feed and pour into it, because I realized that it was only one or two ways it could be. But I've, in too many situations, been in a situation where I'm starting to get my time. Like I'm the guy of the family. I'm the person. And it's like the person who had it before still trying to maintain it. And that's where it come off like it could be mentorship, but it's not. You still trying to show that you could do it. Oh, when I was your age, I could do this. Or I really had it popping like that. And it's like instead of becoming that way, I was just like, I'm gonna show you how to do this shit the right way. Like, and I embraced it. And that helped me in every area of life, because that's just a small example. But I say how that is, where it's like, I don't be bothered by other people's uprising, essentially. It's like, I know that my space is my space. I just focus on what I can control and where I'm operating at. And if I graduated from a space, I'm not about to go back and try to relive that moment. It's like, nigga, that's like the nigga that graduated high school, but he's still playing a lot out trying to get the young chicks he never could get when he was actually in there, because he ain't had that moment. But it's like when you go on, it's like, all right, now I'm just gonna be that nigga in college. So it's like, for me, that'd be my mindset. Like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna develop and I'm gonna go get better over here, versus me trying to occupy a space where it clearly is occupied by somebody else done. That's cool.
Can you imagine that, or have you ever dealt with that in a romantic situation?
So that's a good question. So I don't date in that way. What I mean by that is, it's like, I'm not really attracted to, like, and I'm not saying they're not attractive, like they don't look good, but I've never really found myself in a predicament. Even if I dated chicks that were lit, for some reason, some way, somehow, I don't end up on that side of the spectrum. It always still end up the reverse. It still end up, because me, I'm a creature of evolution myself. So I'm not really thinking about staying the same. I'm kind of always trying to evolve. So if I'm trying to evolve and I'm around you, even if I meet you and you got some shit going on, I'm not going to stay where I'm at. I'm still trying to grow and develop. So it wasn't ever a situation where it was like, I did have chicks that I've dated that, you know, went on. One of my exes went up and got a lot of TikTok followers. Like, I had girls that I dated that went and did that, but that don't bother me. It's like, I don't know. I think it's a steadfast thing within self, because when you grow up around, it's me acknowledging someone else's talent don't take away from mine. So me acknowledging they spotlight or they growth don't take away from mine. It's like, and if we're in a competitive space where it's like we on against each other in basketball, that's different. It's justified as to why I'm trying to push it. You feel me? Why I'm trying to go at.
You got a podcast too.
Yeah, no, that's different. That's not the same, because I wouldn't focus on it. So for me, I feel like that'd be I'm glad you said that. I wouldn't even put my attention on it. I got my own shit I'm worried about. So my growth is not attached to yours. Now, when we talk about growing as a couple and how that can affect that, that's just, I seen on the internet the other day, you know what I mean? Big shout out to the lovepreneur or whatever. I seen Diane say, she said something like, in that regard to the situation that you presented, basically like getting to know, basically like when you met somebody and getting to know them, who they are at that level now, like having grace and like growing with them. And I don't want to misquote her, you know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, it was conceptually speaking to that. And I thought that was dope to acknowledge, because it's like, you do have to get to know somebody because they got to get to know themselves. Like I always say, like, I don't know you as a millionaire. I know you as this 6-figure earner. I don't know you as a 7 and 8-figure earner to say how you would be. You might come in here on that fuck you money tip, like hold my bag. Like, who knows? So I got to get to know you as you grow. When I met you, you wasn't making 6 figures. Then you increased to that. So I had to get to know you at the 6-figure level. And it's like, that's how it is. So when we think about growing and developing, it's like, you got to get to know your partner or even your friends again as they evolve, or you will get left behind. So in that situation, I just feel like, you know, to what she said, like I don't remember the exact, because I don't keep up with the trendy shit, but I just know that it was in regards to getting to know your person. And I thought it made sense. Like the fame wasn't there, the money wasn't there, all this stuff wasn't there. So you need to get to know that person and, you know, allow them room to become that person. Don't be afraid of that person's growth. Like, don't be intimidated by it.
Embrace it, yeah.
Embrace it.
Either adapt to change or, you know, yeah.
And that's, I guess it ties full circle to what I was saying. Cause like I literally looked and I was like, the first instinct was like, I feel like I'm still in my prime. But then the second instinct was like, I can still be in my prime over here. Like, what you need from me?
Gotcha. Do you think women are smarter than men?
Smart is subjective. So you can't ask me like that's a vague question for us. It's like in what ways?
All right.
I feel like men are naturally smarter than women in certain areas, and I feel like women naturally have advantages that make them smarter than men in certain areas. But when I think just on an intellectual level, I think when it comes down to being task completers and organized, I'll give it to women. But when it comes down to just being a thinker, I can't say that women aren't better thinkers than men, but I'll bet my money on the men.
Okay.
100%.
Do you?
Well, wait, I gotta be careful. Some niggas just stupid. But I'm thinking like if we're talking about two intellectual people.
Yeah, like the cream of the crop.
Yes, not like the best of the best. Not just little nigga from the hood to the Harvard grad. Like
I actually think I think a better way to put it. I would say the average woman is smarter than the average man. I think.
I would say that.
Yeah, I think their median is higher, possibly.
But that's if we're talking about general education. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about problem solving. We're not talking about communication. It's like smart in what way? But if you're just talking about textbook, yes, 100%. Like, that's why I say if I'm giving it to them task completion, because they can go from the cover to cover on that book, understand what's going on, and complete what needs to be done, and not get defocused. But most men will find a more creative and crafty way to get that done.
Okay.
So it's like, you know.
I once heard that women are smarter than men, but they also, cause they say like, that like, if we're talking about toddlers, daughters, little girls, or more advanced than the son, shit like that, whatever. But that kind of goes hand in hand with like women peak earlier than men.
I agree.
Where like even like a mature level, and like even a woman may get to a certain point maturity wise, or settling down wise, or intelligent wise, but then they kind of maybe stifle there. They gonna stay there, and a man, who knows what his potential of maturity or intelligence or skill set may be, because they can keep going per se.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that that's the myth that people don't debunk. So the myth is women mature faster than men, but they don't ever go to the depths of saying, but it also stops faster too. And it tends to stop at an age that's like
14.
Yeah. There you go. It stopped in that age range where there's still a lot of see, because like women like to talk about, men too like to highlight women's emotions, right? And they be like, women are more emotionally in tune than men. Yeah, but at the same time, being able to regulate your emotions and being emotionally mature is different than just having emotions. So yeah, y'all definitely can pull from more emotions than men can. But when we talk about regulating those emotions and being emotionally mature, more times than not, the lack of emotional expression that men display is because they're regulating the need not to. It's like, I don't have to display that. So it's like, it gets looked at as like men don't have the capacity, when in reality, it's like we can go there, but we don't see the point in doing so. So, I don't know, man. I think that whole comparison of who's smarter, who's this, I think that is stupid, because science will show both, depending on which part of the spectrum you study. You can literally identify in ways where I'm sure boys wipe women out and girls out, and then vice versa. You can go find areas where women, like if the smarts was only based on speed and athleticism, and it's like, you follow what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like the numbers get manipulated to create a narrative on what they want people to just run with, when in reality, it's like, we are meant to balance each other. So she's supposed to be better than us in certain areas, and we're supposed to be better than them in certain areas, so that it can create a balance. It's not to be comparing their strengths to our weaknesses, or our strengths to their weaknesses.
Ours is better. Our strengths are more important than your strengths.
But it's crazy because, like, believe it or not, like, I feel like men wouldn't compare themselves to a woman. That's not something a man would naturally do. Like, most of the time we think what they do is cute. Same way we think about kids. It's like, oh, that's cute. Even if they do something better than we could have done it, we still don't assess it competitively. Like, a woman could hit a half-court shot 5 times in a row, and I'ma still think to myself that was cute before I sit here and think that I'm about to go try to outdo her, because naturally that's not where my mind go when I think of women. I'm trying to get with you. I'm not trying to compete against you. So it's like, when they create that whole competition thing, is a little weird, and then it's always in the areas where they excel, and the areas where men aren't that good. So it's like, yeah, because I sent a nigga to the market and he dumb, and it's like, okay, but where do you lack common sense? Like, you got to understand that common sense becomes common when you lean on it a lot. I don't go to the market, so excuse me if I didn't know the difference between aisle 6 and aisle 7, or I didn't know the difference between fucking flour and powdered sugar, like some dumb ass niggas out there.
They both white.
They both white. Like, so it's like,
oh, it's Coke.
That's even crazier. But all I know is like, but I can also hand you a Madden controller and tell you to shift the defense and check the coverage from cover 2 to cover 3 and blitz the safety, and you wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You turn the system off.
Is that what I'm saying? So it's like we can pull from different areas that everybody is smart in, but that's a waste of our time. I'd rather understand that, look, you go to the market because you're the most efficient and effective in the market, and I'm going to go here and set this up because I'm the most efficient and effective when it comes to strategy. And this is how we strategically win as a unit versus it being, oh, she lack common sense over here, and he dumb over here. I gotta filter this. I could have said she dumb, he dumb. She lack common sense, he dumb. No, dumb. But go ahead.
You know, you always talk about, you know, your kids ask for money. You know, it's the burden of the man. You know, always ask for money. So I feel like I feel you have different like buckets that they're in when they like dealing with money, or they're receiving money, whether it's a job or a contract, whatever it is, whatever. You got some people that's going to just blow it, splurge it. Some people going to invest it, save it, whatever. And some people may like spend it on themselves or their kids.
Yeah.
So what do you think are like your impulses when you receive, or bills also, I thought that's another bucket. When you receive money, 9 times out of 10, what do you think are like your trickle down effective part that you're doing with the money?
I think that what I'm learning how to do is, and my brother said this to me a few years ago, he said, yo, it's all right to let the money sit in the account. Like my impulse is the moment it go in, it go out. Like, and that's just the God honest truth. It's like, well, even if it's just for my responsibilities, I literally will backtrack some shit. Damn, I ain't paid that nigga that $60 from 4 years ago. Let me send him his money. It's like, soon as I get it, I'll dish it out. So now, for me, I control my impulse where it's like, if they ain't auto paying coming to get it, I'm not rushing to take it out the account. So I got better with that. But, you know, it was like that forever. Like, literally up until probably this year, like literally probably in the beginning of this year,
yesterday.
I can get,
Yesterday.
Yeah, like not yesterday, but probably 2 days ago. But I can get, let's just say a $5,000 check. Say if I get a return, when I'm taking return, it was $5,500 a month. So say if I get a new return, I get that $5,500. The first thing I start doing is spending the money. And then say if I get 2, 3 of them, I'm doing more, but I'm just spending the money. Like it's not like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna spend this portion, I'm gonna save. Right. No, I'm spending the money, and the more I got it, the more I would just still spend it. It was so I realized there was a hole in my cup. It wasn't a money thing. It was a management thing for me. And it was like my impulse was, for some reason, I think I'm traumatized from child support because child support, they just
get rid of it.
I got to get it out of my account because they will levy your shit. And it's like, for certain people that, why don't you just pay child support? First of all, you start in their arrears. People that don't know that, and your arrear that you pay towards be like $25 a month. So yeah, start trying to arrear $3,000-$4,000, and they taking $25 extra a month to bring it down. So you could pretty much do the math on how you always gonna be in arrears unless you just cash them out. And who wants to start somewhere with a back bill and give it to them, right? Especially when you don't have to. So I say that to say is like having that mindset for so long of child support, because they have took thousands multiple times, not once. Imagine waking up, nigga, they just try to take a pound, $4,700 from me, and I got that situated. But they tried to do it like 2 weeks ago. And it was like, I go to the court, I'm like, yo, like, what's up? They're like, you making, now this was like for the first time, like I'm actually like on time, making all the payment. And the reason I say that is because I really just don't fuck with it. So I would just send my daughter the money. I'll do anything but give it to them. And when
the principle.
It's the principle, 100%. And then when I go, I'll just be like, yo, like, look, I got this. Because they'll let you show a Cash App. They'll let you show Apple Pay. So now I'll show it. Like, look, I sent it, but they don't like it, but they'll respect it. They'll give it some type of thought. That don't mean they can't penalize and punish you for it, and it's still going to raise your arrears. But I'm just saying, you're not looking negligent. But long story short, I actually just been paying them. So when it happened to me, I'm like, oh, like, what's going on? And they was like, no, as long as you got arrears, we can go in there and do whatever we want. So for me, for a while, I got so accustomed to hiding my money or not keeping it in my account that I think I created a bad habit. I mean, as soon as the money come, I just get it right out. But I don't do that no more now. I got other ways.
And to add a little more context to the thought, because I was talking to somebody, and this person I was talking to, they're like a very fashion forward person. Like they always stay with designer shit on, this and that or whatever. Yeah. Cool. But they was talking about something with their kid. And they like, yeah, like my kid was showing they want this and that. I was saying, yo, nigga, that. And now mind you, we all know how it is. Like kids trying to act like your money is their money. We get that. But I also understood that I could tell that he didn't realize your expensive taste is being reflected onto your child. So you're not realizing that how I look at stuff is, I can't be just so super crazy done up, and then my kids not
Yeah.
to have some type of reflection of that, or whatever.
At least be clean.
Right, but some people really be thinking like, no, this is my money. I'm about to look kind of crazy,
Yeah.
and then the kid can just kind of look like.
So I'm on a. So it's funny because.
But some people also real quick, they'll.
my fault.
And I'm saying either one is right or wrong per se. As long as your kid is clean, that's all. You know, that's what matters.
Yeah.
But some people know the kid be designered up, and they be kind of more so chill, whatever. Because their priorities a little different.
I'm more the first guy than the second guy. But so to be fair, I don't really buy designer.
Right, for sure.
So like you be around me enough to see, like you don't see me come in Gucci to the. So it pisses me off when that's trying to be projected onto me for my kids. Like my baby moms would be like, yeah, because you be fly. Is the difference between being fly and wearing a bunch of designer? Like I'm gonna make sure I look good, but you don't know what this top could be $80. These pants could be $75. I'm gonna make it look like some shit, but that don't necessarily mean I'm spending that type of money. So I'm not about to buy it because I'm not a shopper. So my mind, it's not like now. In the areas where I will spend on me, I'm more open to spending that way on my kids. Like it's like, but the things that I do that I spend my money on, they can't do. They can't hit the strip club and shit like that. So it's like, I look at like I'll pay for experiences and I'll pay for necessities. There's no limit to what I will pay for my kid to have a certain experience. Or my daughter's working on a book. If I have to pay for the software, or she need me to pay an editor or whatever, she's 9 by the way. It's like I'll do that. But when you telling me to pay $480 for a Burberry jacket, I'm not doing that. Like so I feel like Target will suffice. I feel like H&M will suffice. Zara will suffice. Because at the end of the day, I don't want my kids having access or being exposed to something that they can't sustain. And what I mean by that is because they kids, when I say they can't sustain, is like you don't even know the value of what you're wearing because you didn't work for it. I understand when I spend $500, how many hours it took me to get that. Even if it was 1 hour, right? It don't matter. I worked myself to get to a point where I can charge somebody that type of money for an hour. So I understand the value of what I can afford to pay and spend on something. But for you to think because you see it that you should have it and you don't even understand the value of it, I would be asinine and delusional as a parent to be able to do something like that because I'm creating a lifestyle that they can't sustain because they don't know what it takes to have it. So I feel like as long as if you look fly, your kids should look fly. The level of fly, it could be different. Like if you do buy yourself a Gucci shirt because you worked for it, that don't mean you got to buy your kids Gucci, but you can buy some Zara. Like if you buy yourself an 10% rule, fuck it, I'm creating some new shit. 10%. Your kids should at least equate to 10% of what you're willing to spend on yourself. So if you'll spend $500 on yourself, I know $50 ain't much, but you could go in Zara and get a good $50 shirt for a kid. You can get an outfit.
Absolutely. So
because I work for the money and I'm a businessman, all right, yeah, I might say 20 for me because I probably make more than the average person. But the average person, 10%. So if you whatever you willing to spend on yourself, you should be spending. Your kids should share like 10% of that.
Gotcha.
And that's my math.
Wolf math. And to be honest, and whether it's designer or not, I also just look at as like one thing. Even though my girl, we have way different spending habits for sure, or whatever. But one thing we do have
up when you get a chance. But go ahead. No.
Yeah, one thing we do have in common is we. Tell me twice. One thing we do have in common is we both will buy something for our daughter before we buy it for ourselves. And like,
I gotta get better at that. I don't buy myself shit.
Now, mind you, it ain't but to be like she getting Gucci sneakers. I also feel another thing is what I definitely never do is like project my understanding of value onto a kid.
Yeah,
like
of course not.
I'm buying a $500 jacket. How dare you put your jacket on the floor? It's like they're a kid. That's
like,
what they.
It's a jacket to her.
Exactly.
She actually understands that. Like she don't understand it's $500, but she understands this is just a fucking jacket.
Right. So I'm not about to buy like, anything. My people know. My mom and my girl know. Whatever I buy my daughter, I don't give a fuck about it really. Like because you're a kid, you're not supposed to care about it really. When she lose fucking.
An earring.
Yeah, whatever. Especially fucking earrings.
Yeah, I know. We got daughters.
Yeah, like, so anything like that. Long as it's like, but again, I said before, long as you know I'm not about to buy it again.
Yeah.
Or not right now, I get it, whatever. Or, she leave her toy somewhere.
That's the accountability.
The toy's gone. I'm not but the fucking spend a block, drive across the state to get this shit. It's done.
Nope.
Look, if it's on Amazon, I get it again eventually, but it's done. But I understand you're going to lose shit, you're going to break shit, you're not about to value it. You're fucking a kid.
Yeah.
So that's why you're not about to get Gucci sneakers.
No, and to your point, I said like because I'm not a shopper, right? So that's why I said I gotta get better. Well, I did get better at it, but when I said I gotta get better, is like because I don't naturally go to the mall. I'm not. It ain't like I go to the mall and walk past the kids section. Right. I don't go to the mall. So for me, most of the times, if you see me dressed, I'm wearing Philly brands or other brands, or maybe I got something online, but I'm not really a mall goer, mall shopper.
Hell no.
So and I'm not a woman, so I'm not just online shopping. Like I'm not just online looking at sales and shit to spend money on. So for me, it'd be like I always tell my kids' mom this, and I tell my oldest daughter like. I don't see y'all closet at your mom's house to know what's lacking. If y'all don't tell me, I won't know. If they like, oh well, you should just be thinking, I shouldn't just be thinking, I'm thinking about the fact that I got to pay for this trip that's coming up, or she about to ask me for this hair money, or she about to ask me for this spending money. I'm not thinking about the things that I can't see. And because I'm not a mall goer, shopper, fashion connoisseur, I'm not in them environments where I'm just thinking about I'm not thinking about clothes at all. So if you tell me sneaks is needed, clothes is needed, because of course it's inevitable. It's like, but that's why I'm sending money. That's what I'm sending money for. I'm expecting it to go towards something that's needed. I'm not expecting it to be like, oh, I use that for hair, but I'm gonna call you again in 2 days so you can buy some clothes. It's like, no, like, and that's why I had to set a boundary where it's like, look, I'm going to send a budget every week. The budget going to look different based on what I can afford. Like, it might start here and it'll grow as my finances grow. But whatever that budget is for, if you got something that costs double the budget, you got to wait 2 weeks to get it. I do this with my oldest daughter, and now I just got into this, line of communication with my younger daughter. Like, I'm sending this money, and I don't care what it is. That's what I got for this week, outside of, me, covering certain stuff, like the little after program bill and a little stuff like that. But I'm talking about strictly for if her hair need to be done. If she need a pair of shoes, like, I'm sending you what I can. And it's like, make it make sense. Don't spend this and then think in 3 days that you're going to call me again and I'm going to just rush and jump to do it. Another thing, man, I said this before, but I never elaborated on it. As a father of daughters, I don't think that hair should be my bill. Like, hair should not be my bill. I think that should be a mom's bill. I really think hair should be, because it's a natural resource that women should just know how to do. Like, if you're a mom of daughters, you should know how to do hair. And if you don't know how to do hair, that should be your bill to pay.
Underrated smut.
No,
moms need not do hair. For sure.
They need. So it's like, no, it's the truth though. It's like, if you don't know how to do hair, I shouldn't have to pay for your inability. Because if I knew how to cut, I wouldn't pay for a cut. And if I had a son, I wouldn't expect you to pay for the cut. I'm gonna take him to the barbershop and I'm gonna maintenance this little nigga hair, because this is my responsibility in that realm of being a dad. Now, granted, I know it's like, oh, well, your daughters want to be pampered and shit. I'll get the nails done because I'm not expecting you to be a nail tech. Like, you feel me? I get the nails and the feet done. No, but like, no, I'm not expecting that. If you got it, you good.
Shout out to the Asians.
Yeah, they doubling down on y'all.
Isms.
But when it comes down to the hair, I just feel like, and for the fathers out there, man, like, I've been lobbying against that. It's like, why? Like, hair shouldn't even be coming up on my desk, because it's not something I naturally could do. So why do I have to pay for something that you should be able to naturally do, and you don't feel like it? So I gotta cover your lack of. It's like, no. If it's one of two ways: either you do it or you pay to get it done. If it's a male's task, I'm either do it or I'm gonna pay to get it done. I'm not gonna expect a woman to pay for a male's task. So if it come down to me having a son, I gotta get his haircut. I'm not expecting mom to go to the barbershop with him or pay for the cut. I'm gonna go pay for the cut. I'm gonna take him to my barber and I'm gonna do what I want to do. So when it's hair and you want to get the hair done, you should pay. I'm not saying that I pay for my daughter's hair. It's like, I don't want to. So let me make that relatively clear.
Make a stance.
I do it, but I don't want to do it. I'm saying out loud that I don't think that should be my bill. I think that should be a mom's bill. And for all of the brothers that's out there with daughters that's paying for the hair, stand with me. Let's get it. We will rise.
Do you know how to put together a ponytail?
I'm good enough. But my kids is not letting me touch their hair at this age. Like, when my baby was 2 and shit like that, I just do little nigga, I know how to do ponytails, I know how to put ballies in, I can part. Like, if I need to, I'm cool.
You're dad.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't never take a picture of the shit I did. I ain't saying
like, I'm not proud of it. I just did it.
I've sent it to the daycare a couple times where it was like, you feel me? Especially for the women out there who don't want the kids to get like, say if the dad got a girlfriend and you don't want the girlfriend to do the hair, so now you stripping me of using my resources to get the hair done, and you think I'm gonna pay? Yeah, absolutely fucking.
I promise you, the girlfriend's gonna do the hair before I do the hair.
Yeah, so no, before I pay for it. Fuck that. Yeah. Me and you it's gonna be whatever, but the girlfriend is doing the hair before I pay for it. Are you gonna pay for the hair?
Yeah, so it's time for the annual iteration of Smut on My Girl. Periodical of Smut on My Girl. So not only is she a mom and a black woman, she's African. So that's already indebted. You got
triple entendre.
Yeah, you got to do the fucking hair. Like, that's what the fuck y'all do. Y'all braid. Yeah. So that was already kind of part of the package. Braid. If we got to,
you scouted her. That was in the scouting report.
Literally, if we have a daughter, that's your lane. That's right there. That's part of your package.
Yeah, talk about it.
So cool. First year, 2, 3. That's her thing. And again, men, we gotta be leaders of everything, even if it's not our lane.
100%.
So my girl should do that would drive herself and the baby crazy was she would take the hair out, wash it, and do it all in one night. Literally driving everybody in the fucking house crazy. So I had to tell her, hey babe, how about we kind of break this up? Like, this don't really make fucking sense. Like, like literally, like, you doing all this shit. It's like 12-hour day.
You batching it.
Yeah, like
she's 2.
This literally makes some fucking sense. Let it breathe, take it out, whatever, then wash it, come back.
Yeah,
but
then do it.
Whatever. So she started doing that finally, but now we're in year 4. About to graduate, I guess. Yeah. And now she started trying to get out her contract. She's trying to get her
She's trying to make you pay?
Fuck no. But I still don't like it because I feel like women always trying to get out of their responsibility. Y'all
100%.
don't have much.
Yo.
Just do the little bit we say that's y'all.
Yo, listen.
So it's like, that's your one shit. Now, all of a sudden, she paid the lease, but she start trying to outsource it. And it's like, yo, do your one shit. Like, just do the one thing. Now, again, she already know that shit would have never happened. She say, oh, yeah, Q's, I ain't feel like doing this. I guess she would have worked on with an afro.
Yeah.
I ain't about to be like,
I'm telling you.
and I've been found the afro.
And I'm staying on business.
Yeah, for sure. But can I tell you about the last story?
Yeah.
Pissed me off.
But I was going to say to your point about them, the women being able to finding their way out of their responsibilities. I truly believe, and this isn't like a scientifically proven fact or nothing. This is just
wolf stats.
wolf theory. I truly believe that postpartum comes from realizing that they can't get away from them kids that they had after not knowing that they can't get away from them going into it due to the lack of foresight.
1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, so it's like, I think that because in every instance where they don't have kids, everything is about them. And if it's not about them, it could be made about them. And if they do have a responsibility, it can be put on a man, a parent, a father, whatever. Whereas like, if they don't want to pay their rent, they can get a boyfriend to take care of them, or a husband. If they don't want to lift something, they can get so really any bit of responsibility that you can name out your mouth right now can be put on a man. Except motherhood. Now, a man can take on fatherhood, but a man can't take on motherhood. So it's like certain things that are innately in women that just they're just great at when it comes to parenting. That they might not always want to do it, which is why they try to split it, where they want a man to start doing the things that they're like, I need you to be here more. It's like, whoa. Nowhere in history did it show in the contract that that's how it went. The men went out and hunted and foraged for food and brought it back, and y'all nurtured and took care of them babies. And that was that. I don't know who bunga left when they should have bunga right and made and had do a secret meeting where there's like, we're gonna try to find a way to make niggas change diapers. Not saying that niggas shouldn't help out in the house. I'm saying that the world could have worked perfectly if a nigga just did everything he was supposed to do and if a woman did everything she's supposed to do. But I think the postpartum coming at where there's like, damn, like I don't get no breaks from this shit. And it's like, well, this is how men been living for our entire life, where we have responsibilities that we didn't always ask for, that we were born into and not sworn into, and it just been what it was.
Nobody give a fuck.
But it's like now y'all have a situation where like a nigga could just up and leave. Not saying that that's okay, not promoting a nigga disappearing, but it happens. Nigga, y'all don't work out, nigga just disappear. Or even if y'all ain't disappear, he there, but you there 5 days a week, and he got the kid 2 days a week, you still got 100+ hours every week, whereas though he probably doing 48. You got 120 to his 48, and you don't like that math. And even what was so funny to me is, even if it was an equal split, they still would feel like you're not doing enough, because that's one thing that they have to go through that they can't get away from because it's their child, and they would feel a sense of guilt if they tried to get away from it. So it's like, damn, so what do I do? And that's where the depression coming at. So I truly do feel like the postpartum depression comes from it being a thing where it's like, I can't get away from this on the days that I might feel like I want to. And even if I could, I know I got to come back to it. So like, even if they had a week break, it's still not enough because they still got to go back. Where though we know on Friday, we get a weekend, and we got to go back on Monday and get right back to the BS. And that's just how our lives were set up. We know that, all right, I'm having fun here because I know when I'm not having fun, I got to do this. But for them, it's like, oh,
man, so it don't stop.
It don't stop. This shit is forever.
Yes,
and that's why I always encourage moms to learn that you gotta love motherhood, because that's your responsibility that you can't escape. You better love motherhood, we could talk about parenting and fatherhood, but it's like motherhood is different. Like, it's nothing we can do as fathers to offset motherhood. No matter how much a dad can have a kid more than a mom. A dad could do, and it's still not gonna offset motherhood. You still have a role and a responsibility that you can't escape. And I truly do believe that that's where the depression sets in.
On the other end of the spectrum of, motherhood, fucking, do you have any sexual pet peeves?
Pet peeves?
Pet peeves.
That's a good question. I'm typically the one in control in the bedroom, so I think I probably naturally stay away from. But if I can't say I have a pet peeve, because I'm like, I was like, how would you identify a pet peeve? Help me.
Oh, I got you. So a pet peeve, I would say, because you made me think when you were talking about the stand-up special you went to, whatever, and she was talking about the stand-up special you went to. The comedy special.
The stand-up, yeah.
And she's talking about women don't like giving head. And to me, a pet peeve of mine is lazy head. Like, doing it just
yeah. No, that's definitely a pet peeve of mine. I didn't think shit on my dick is funny. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I'd much rather you just not do it.
No, I agree.
Versus lazy head.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's
very insulting.
It's not only is it insulting, you feel like they're not attracted to you. And it's like, it could just be lack of energy, lack of effort. And sometimes I think they really just don't feel like it. And instead of saying they don't feel like it, they do it lazily. And it shows up no different than when we don't feel like fucking. And I'm king of the side, like the side, lay down, side back, Joe. Like, I'm definitely going to just, in the morning, I'm just going to turn you a little bit, and it's like, I'm giving you that. And I got so good at it because I'm the king of it that now I know how to make a girl get off quick in that position, and it's like, so to her it works, but to me it's just my lack of really feeling like fucking the shit out of her.
This is why I don't fuck with her though, and I don't give her grace. Cause I feel like, yeah, everybody did it where they ain't feel like fucking. However, that's still the mutual thing. I feel if I'm eating pussy, you fucking that's when I'm supposed to serve you, you serve me.
That's true.
And mind you, some niggas claim they say they just love eating pussy so much. I eat the pussy no matter what. I ain't that guy. If I'm eating pussy, I'm fucking. But whenever I'm like, I'm here to fuck for real. But when I'm eating pussy, I'm here to eat pussy. I ain't about to shortchange.
No, that's a fact. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm here to serve you. So that's what I'm here for.
And that's funny because that's why I'm selective with who I do it for. And how, even if I'm in a relationship, I didn't do it every time we fuck. Like I literally selectively did it. But when I did it,
I'm doing
like,
it.
I'm going crazy because when I feel like I'm going off because I want to do it. Like I'm not doing it if I don't want to do it. I'd rather just had a mutual exchange. But if I'm down here, I'm going to make sure that, because you said I'm down here to please you, so I want to make sure that you getting your shit off, so that when we do start fucking, it's like, damn, like, first of all, and that's a cheat code anyway, because it's like I already got you to the door.
Ultimate cheat code.
Yeah, so I was like, why wouldn't I use it? But I just got to make sure that I want to do
here
it
all night.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And I feel now, and to bring it full circle, I feel like I often hear about women or men having issue with women doing lazy head or not sucking dick enough, whatever. I don't really feel like I hear women say enough. I feel women say niggas head be trash, but I don't think I hear them talk about, yeah, he was just didn't care.
Because they don't speak up for themselves in that way. Like I don't see them being that aggressive in a sexual manner to say that. I think that's like
even in conversation.
Yeah, I don't think that is coming out of there.
I've heard women say niggas head to be trash.
I'm about to say, but I was just about to say I think they'll more so rate the performance than rate the frequency of it. Like they're not gonna really talk about how much, because I don't know if they probably even think that that's something that they want all the time. I don't know. I don't know how a woman think. We would need a woman to speak to that. But I would assume that the reason is because they more so would talk about the performance of it. Like, you did it and it wasn't good. Whereas though we looking at both. Like how often you do it and how efficient it is. Like, so you gave me 7, but 5 was trash. Like, so you really gave me 2. You could have kept the other 5. I think that they be coddling the guy math for sure. I think they'll coddle a nigga ego to the point where it's like they looking at it like, all right, I mean, at least he tried, or at least he did it, but they might say it was trash. Or they might be like, they might not want it done if it's trash. Whereas though we still want it done. Trash or not, I want you to get better. Like, I think they just like, you know what? This ain't your thing. Like, don't even worry. Nigga down there cat licking.
Do this again.
Look, nigga down there. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I had a couple. Like, if I don't want, like, when I was younger, if I didn't want to do it, I'm cat licking for sure. I'm perfectly OC because, like, all right, this some game. I feel like, nigga, if you want to ever get rid of a woman, right? You don't do it by trying to get rid of her, because that's gonna make her cling harder. Just give her bad sex, like, multiple times, and she'll get rid of you. No, for real, you gotta remember how I talked about being okay with being a bad guy. It's not just limited to what they try to do to your character to make themselves look like the victim and make you look like the villain. It's also in your performance, because they also want to diminish you in that way too. So when I say, oh, his shit was corny, so pick what lane you wanna, when you trying to escape her, pick what lane you okay with going out like that. So it's like, for me with certain chicks, if I'm like, I ain't really on that with her and she trying to be on that with me, I'm putting out 3 consecutives. And the consecutive is going to be lazy. And I'm cool with that being a report, because the promo is the promo. So even if she put that report card out there, it's not really stopping nothing. I can always redeem myself with the other ones that's like,
I care about.
Yeah, like the ones I actually want. So I don't know, well, why, you know, girl math. Why do it if you don't want to do it? Why not just tell her? Because y'all brains don't work like that. What are you talking about? Have you ever tried to break up with a woman? Like, women act like that's the easiest thing to do. Like, you break up with them and they're just like, I get what you're saying. You're right. Like, it's all right. They don't go like that. Like,
I totally understand.
I totally understand. I'm glad you brought this to me. It does not go like that. Like, it go like destruction, disruption. It go like emotions. It go like trying to fight harder to cling to you. It go like popping up. It go like, there's no sense of accepting that rejection. It's literally like, I'm going to fight because you're trying to reject me. And as a man, you don't get to walk away easily when you break up with a woman. That's when she start trying to bring down your whole world. Like, and you just got to find other ways to get out. So it's one of 2 ways. You let her think she love you. Cool. Let her ego have that win. Or you give her a couple bad performances and let her think that, you know, you just can't sustain. And be okay with that, knowing that, you know what?
It was intentional. Intentional sabotage.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
I remember one time I gave a girl, cause now it's funny. So she gave me elite head. Like, it was ridiculous.
He used the E word.
Yeah, elite head. So that was the first time. Second time, it was so fire again. I'm like, no, I should fuck her this time. Like, I gotta see what the full offering is like, whatever.
Yeah, that one. I'm listening.
Yo, I gotta see what the full offering is. We look for it.
My soda. My other one. I'm listening, bro.
Gotta see what the full offering is like. But then I was like, it was like when I was about to do it, I realized I really don't give a fuck about it. Like midway through, and I was like, you know what? I'm just give you lazy dick. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. And I was thinking like, midway, I'm like, this is the laziest dick ever. She about to judge me for it. After she gave me this fire at his head, she gonna say I wasted her time, shit like that. And I was actually shocked after that. She seemed satisfied. I was just like,
you never know what her experiences was.
Right. So I was just confused, and I was just like, but when you just said just now, I'm thinking like maybe that was her with the
reverse.
The reverse.
You think she put Uno reverse on you?
And maybe it was like 3 times in a row. She probably would feel like, yeah, nigga, this not it.
It's not. Yeah, that's why you gotta give them 3. Because they'll give you 1, and then 2, they'll be confused. Then by the 3rd, they'll no, this shit trash. 3. You got it can't be 1 or 2. It got to be 3. But for me, it's like
I end up ghosting her after that. I'm like, you fucking, I'm confused.
Yeah, and they don't want you to do that, so you gotta almost let them ghost you. Like you gotta, if you in that ballpark and that shit, you know, and you're trying to really get away from her. I'm not saying that is okay. No, it is okay. It's the only way out. Like the only way out is for them to leave. Like you don't get out if they don't want to leave. It's not over till they say it's over, and that marriages, relationships, dating experiences, it don't matter. If they not over you, they will delusionally tell themselves that it's still hope, and they will still fight. But one thing that they cannot stand, they will be disgusted with you. You don't knock their head off. Now, if the performance is off, they will be disgusted with. They don't even want you touching them.
I hate you. This never happened.
And be okay with it, knowing that you went into it knowing, like, you know what, it's my only way out. Like, if I gotta go from a average A to a B plus on a scorecard, fucking, I'm out the deal.
It was worth it.
It's like when you in a 360, you drop 3 bad projects. You ain't gotta worry about leaving the label. The label drop you. Telling you, like. You gotta learn. You gotta learn how to use your performance to your benefit. You know, because I give consistent, but I'm not about to give elite all the time. Because when you set your floor at elite, when you set your floor at elite, like I'm telling you, like they be spoil you. Like I don't want to be I don't like being overly detailed with my sex experience, but it's like my exes spoil you. Like you know what I mean, like. Coming multiple times. Even my life experience, it's like if you ain't coming 4 times, then you feel like this shit wasn't that. And I'm like,
this is shit I hate. Let's say she nutted 4 times, but the 5th time she's on the cusp of, but you don't get no
credit for that.
I was just about to.
Oh my gosh, bro!
It's been 4 already. Like I don't owe you 5. I don't owe you 5.
I think it's the cusp part. It's the fact that you could have did it, and they feel like because you could have, it should have happened. Yeah. But you right, that's what it is, and that's it cooked because you're like, I just gave you 45 minutes strong off the liquor, and you came 4 times. All that, and on the fact that I got you to the cusp, but then I had to learn, like, what'd be so interesting is most women don't even get made come when they having sex. Yeah. And it's like, so like, especially when it's the first time you hit a chick, and I know, I'm like, watch this, she ain't even digging, like, I like the shit that women say during sex is funny. Like, one chick asked me, what are you? She ain't say who. She said, what are you? I'm in my head crack the fuck up, yo, like, and it's like, it's like you hit that switch, and it's like, yeah.
So keep doing that path. Do you like crazy talk from them, or like them saying the wild shit?
I talk them through it.
Okay.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like what I learned, because like one chick, like I wasn't a talker, but I hit this chick just like 8-9 years ago, and like this was the first girl I dealt with. I was talking. She was talking spicy to me, talking crazy, and I'm like, I don't even know how to respond because I'm like, I've never been in this situation before. So like, she asking me questions and shit. I'm just like, I'm answering like a little bitch, no confidence, no swag, no nothing. But after that, I got my shit together, and now I realize, like, believe it or not, like I feel like you can literally talk a woman through it. I feel like that's really probably where that, because like I'm talking them through it. Like
it's mental.
I'm not an annoying talker. Like, or you know how niggas be ego boasting, stroking while they having sex. Like you probably not even like I'm literally like walking them to it and talking them through it. So for me, a woman just be on some like submission shit. Like whatever I say, do whatever I'm saying, they kind of going with it. Like I don't really like being the one being talked to that way. I want to be it's like if you do talk, like we're gonna talk together. You know, like because sometimes like you know my girl there trying to match my energy and be like say some shit, and I'm just like in my head like shut the fuck up. But I still respond. But you know I don't really want to check I don't want to. I'm cool if you do it, but it's not like that's not what typically happens. But in your situation, like you get talked to, or you the talker?
No. So I would say I feel it's a fine line. Okay. Like I don't like too much talking on either side. Like not because it's too much.
He's a mute. He's a monk.
No, because like girl,
look, QB in that joint. Nigga's a mom.
Like I like more so like expressions more so than like
I know
talking too much per se, whatever. So like you know, I like expression, but like talking too much is like I be really saying shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like I talk too much. I think I know when to talk.
It's a delicate balance.
It's a delicate balance. So let me be careful with that. I'm not talking it from start to finish. Just like you get to a peak point. Now I'm talking. And then I bring you down off that peak and I'm silent again. And then when it's like ebb and flow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like how you put that.
And now, have you ever had to deal with a fake demon?
Rebuked.
All right. Fake freak.
Yeah.
Where she was speaking of talking, when they talk a lot going into it.
Yeah.
And then,
No, because I don't do that. So I feel like I don't deal with that because I don't
invite that energy.
I don't do sex talk. Like I'm not the guy. Like it's like once they find out, they're like, oh shit. Because I'm not like I'm not a PDA. So I'm definitely not like now I just got to the point where I might have a chick on the phone, doing some extra shit, whatever the case may be. I'm not doing extra. I make her do the extra shit, of course. But the fact of the matter is, I'm talking to him while he's doing extra shit. I just added that to my bag because I told myself I wanted to grow. But before that, it's like I don't really have sex talk. So like I can't really say a chick like, yeah, I'm gonna throw that thing back and that shit. But it's weird because some of my homies like they'd be like, yo, this bitch nasty. Like she was saying this, she was talking that. And I'm just like, what the fuck how did that conversation start? Like, how did you get from talking about church to she talking about doing some, you feel me? Now, granted, I like the surprise pics and all that little classy stuff, but I never really had a chick talking crazy to me unless I started,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I used to really be in that bag. Like the
how do you get to that? Like, what do you say? Yeah, I don't bet you can't take this. Like, how do you start? Like,
so it's ebb and flow. I feel it's the build up. So it might be some slick shit of like, oh, like, the light flirting. I feel goes once somebody crossed that line of like, oh no, I mean, I feel the easy ones when you reflecting on some old shit.
Yeah.
So I feel more so talking about when I was busting ass last night.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I do that.
Yeah, so I feel then we talking about when you come over again, and then I feel that's how.
Oh, that's different. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Once you cross that threshold, it's like it's comfortable. But I'm trying to figure out how it never had. Because you said, have you ever dealt with that? So I'm like, I never met a woman where I'm come off and we talking about it, and then we do it, and it's like, oh, this shit was corny.
That's right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? And I make sure I don't do that because again, I'm not about to set the expectation. I rather them underestimate it, and then they find out, and they're like, oh shit, you feel me? Under promise, over deliver versus over promise, under deliver. Now she was like, I took off work for this. I got a babysitter for that. And, you feel what I'm saying? Like, dad, you in the group chat, nutty? Absolutely not.
You ever fold on the first time with a girl?
Nigga, yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
Long days, yeah.
Nigga, what?
Humbling experiences.
100%. I had to get comfortable. No, look, listen, fellas, I'm gonna give you another tip.
Talk to them.
Don't treat it like when that happened. Don't blame yourself. Give them extra credit. But like, your pussy shouldn't be so good. Like you mad at me because you got good pussy. Now they mind don't know how to react to that because they feel their ego being stroked. So it's like, you know what? I couldn't hit that shit was crazy. Like, and you got to be steadfast within your ego to not allow it to affect you. But if you feel like you underperformed, energy it transmutes.
For sure.
It'll translate. So she'll feel the energy, and it's like, damn, like this nigga not even confident. For me, I get up like, damn,
you got it.
What was I? You
supposed to do with that?
Put yourself in my shoes. Like you imagine you being me in this situation. You wouldn't last 2 minutes either. So now we both laughing. And I know that when she get me the first time, I'm gonna let the 10 minutes go, get myself together, and I'm coming back better than ever. But yeah, I folded in, but I had to learn that move. Because for a while in the beginning, it's like, if I'm being real, full transparent moment, never say this out loud.
Space.
I only got, it's not just a podcast, nothing to say about it. I only got my first kid because of that. So, like, I don't want to really put because it's personal business. Like, we didn't even really have like a long, extensive sex history, none of that. It was like that. And I was a kid, I was 15, and I was so embarrassed that it was like that I just didn't pull out. Like, literally, probably like 4 or 5, I'm not joking, 4 or 5 strokes. Like, literally, and like, it ain't.
I wasn't doing that. You know what you got?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't there yet.
I know.
Oh yeah. That formulated from me saying, okay, what do I do next time I'm in this position? Because I'm not about to have 20 kids.
Kid number 2. Yeah, so you had development by that.
So it wasn't, and it was just that. I think it's because at the time, I don't know if I was just like building up to it, extra horny, whatever. But and it wasn't like we didn't continue to do it after that. Literally, like we had this was our experience. It wasn't a bunch of stuff going on. So I say all that to say or whatever, and I try to be careful with my words because I don't want to minimize it, but I'm just saying, like, it literally was like very quick and brief in that type of situation. Here I am 16 years later walking around with a teen. So it's like, yeah, I had to find a way out. You got to find a way out. And the best way to do it is to stroke the ego. Damn, girl, like, Like, even if they give you head, you nut fast. You ain't tell me that shit was like that. Like I had that shit, but I ain't never had that shit like that. Like that shit. So now she's super duper geeked to give it to you again because she now is a competition. They super competitive. She want to know if she can get you up again. And then the only downside to it long term is when you stop coming fast, they start to think something wrong with them. So they be like, I mean, but then you gotta let them know, like, no, I'm just used to it now. And like, not used to it, but I'm accustomed.
And that's another thing that women never satisfied about, because even if it's a night when you going crazy, I mean, why you did? It's like you just never satisfied.
You gotta pick 80% of the time, give them consistency. 20% of the time, knock their head off. You don't knock their head off 100% of the time because then they get crazy. But don't be under 20 because now you BS. That's why I said consistent. It's no time for BS. Like you get a couple times to be BS, and if the 3 times is if you're trying to get up out of there. But you get a couple times to be BS. Consistent means
3 times in a row too.
Yeah, got to be. You can't have a good night, bad night because it's streaky. They don't really know what to go. You gotta consistently be bullshit, like flat out. Like, and you gotta be okay with it. This is why being comfortable with yourself as a man is so important because all of the little tactics to cook your ego won't even work because I did it on purpose. So it's like, I don't care. Like, tell them. Like, I'll tell them too. Like, and when they ask, I'm going to say I did it on purpose. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's ways to, you know, protect yourself while at the same time removing yourself. But go ahead. Where we at, Rick? We went to 55 minutes, then talk about no relationship.
I'm about to talk about relationship.
Yeah, give me something, nigga.
Yeah, so no, I'm going to say, fun fact, true story. Me and my girl, 10 years ago. First time.
She got you.
Folded. And when I say, this is funny about it, like the day or 2 days before, my man was talking about something. He was like, yo, this girl cooked me yesterday. Yeah. And at that time, it never happened to me before. So I was like bidding on talking about, nigga, you a nut ass nigga. She gonna be talking about, you gonna be in the group chat, whatever. 24 hours later.
It happened to you.
Devastated.
You know, that's why I would rather have, besides of course, the protection reasons, condoms help me.
Yeah.
So like, once, like, if you're having raw sex, like, it's way higher chance of the sensitivity getting you off cooked. But now, granted, when you're in a relationship, of course, it's like, but you also got time to adapt. So
you gotta adapt.
You get to adapt. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The first time, I'm just shooting. I'm just trying to see, testing the waters. Like, you won, cool.
I gotta see the ball going.
You won round 1, but I'm about to cook you for the rest of the relationship. So I'm good. I got to see what
got game 1.
All right, it's cool. I'm about to sweep you though.
Long series.
Yeah, it's a long series, but when you know you dating or whatever, you get I got the option. And you know, women tell you, I don't like condom. I'm not trying to fuck what you don't like. You're gonna use this. We're using the condom, but it's not just about the protection. Is like 95% of it. The other 5% is testing the waters. So it's like, all right, cool. If this joint waterfalls when I'm on this, it's like, all right, cool. Yeah. I know I couldn't survive without it. It's a life jacket. So I got a life vest on this motherfucker. But it was something I wanted to go into, man. I gotta find the shit on my phone, but I know you got a subtopic real quick. We're gonna give him one more before we
want to try to find a topic?
No, do you think you can find?
Yeah, so I'm gonna find it. We'll possibly gonna end on this, John. So the idea of marriage through it all. So when I watch certain things, one depiction of relationships I find interesting, I respect, is when you see certain couples and
I like this.
You can see like their dynamic is like really. No matter what happens, we just married. Our bond is deeper than what other shit may happen, whatever. So, for instance, I never watched it, but it's a show called House of Cards.
Pour up for this last little bit. We still celebrating anniversary month. So this drink we having right now, because we didn't drink none of the other episodes, is the fact that the podcast is at a year, and I don't know if we had a year since we dropped, but we definitely had a year since we came up with the concept and sat down.
You want to try to open this?
I'm not about to help you.
Awkward.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't like the way you opening it. Like, put it out in front of you, and no, we're trying to give it to me for. But no,
you go to the club.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
we need actual John. So we probably about to have some champagne. But long story short, though, yeah, it's been a year. You know what I mean? So big shout out to that.
This is an idea.
The amount of, big shout out to y'all for rocking with us for the year and trusting in us and allowing us to, you know, educate, entertain, uplift, inspire y'all. Like, there's no shortage of people that. Like, really, like, we are happy that y'all are benefiting from it because it really make it worth doing. Like, we know we talking to somebody. We're not just on here drinking and pie. And so, like, you know, big shout out to y'all as well. But go ahead, what were you about to say about the whole marriage to it all shit?
Yeah, so on the show, the couple, they both deal with their own forms of cheating and shit like that, whatever. But end of the day, they still come home to each other. They still devote to each other.
Level of devotion.
Yeah, they still be like plotting again. It really be them against the world. Amongst all different schemes, whatever, and I find that
anybody got a lighter? I'm listening.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I can even deal with that type of dynamic, but I do find
I think I got it. Come on.
I think you got.
I'm a fucking solutionist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this lady, she was in real time, man. Hun, man.
Yeah, you.
No, I'm listening to the cup right there. That's not the cup. Fuck you think this is? Those is props. Oh, now you want to be light-handed. Don't double up on my shit.
Pause. It's the same.
Always take the second drink somebody pour.
That's fair.
Congrats to us, man.
Indeed. It's all right.
I mean, it tastes like I can taste the honey in it. It's not strong.
Yeah, it's not just aftertaste.
It's this cognac.
Rum.
That's a rum.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's not strong. Go ahead.
But yeah. So what?
That's a rum.
It's a.
I believe you,
Rum
but it's
company.
a rum.
I believe so. I never seen it before.
A dark rum though, a brown rum.
Yeah. Niggas don't drink.
I'm not a drinker.
But
matter of fact, I shouldn't even be drinking and promoting drinking. That's iced tea. Go ahead.
So what are your thoughts about them when you imagine like the deepest level of marriage and commitment?
At that point, it's just partnership.
Just partnership.
I think that like it gets to the point like sometimes we just make better sense as partners.
Mm-hmm.
And like people think partners, they automatically associate that with romantic partners.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, like if you get to that point where it's like whatever you do is what you do. People have marriages that's like that, and it works because they have other foundational elements that keep them together. Like we got this mortgage together, we got these 6 kids. It's like our happiness ain't in this relationship no more. We
got our
understand
careers
that
together.
careers, but we no longer are here for happiness. So our happiness is outside the house. Could I be in that dynamic? I'm not. I don't think so. Flat out, no. But it's like I'm an open-minded. Anything you never know. 7, 8, 15 years from now, you don't never know. But because the nigga might be 15 years, he tired of hitting anyway. I don't give a fuck. Like you happy? Just don't say shit to me. I'm not gonna do me. So I can see how it can get to that. But me personally, I wouldn't enter into a situation with that in mind. But I'm also open-minded enough to know that when situations present itself, you got to explore every option. Like it might be cheaper to keep her. Like when people hear it's cheaper to keep her, they not understanding what that means. It means that the divorce will cost you more than just staying in the fucking marriage. So if it's cheaper to keep her, like before I'm sitting here paying spousal support and alimony and all this other shit and paying for lawyers and all that, you know what? Just do you and I'm gonna do me and just don't let the kids find out and don't let this shit be public. I don't give a fuck if you fucking with Jeff down the street and I'm fucking with Ashley over there. It's like this shit is never a thing. And when they come, we all friends. Like, but I can see how that can happen, but I can't speak from it because I never experienced it. And at the same time, I can't see myself doing it. But I could see like, because I believe that, relationships, in my relationship I was in, like I'm hearing some thick and thin shit. Like it's like marriage experience, haven't been married yet. But when talking about relationship, I got over 15 years of relationship experience in total. So it's like, it's not like I'm a nigga that didn't have long-term relationships. No, like, and my relationships have operated like a marriage where like we live together, we're doing these things, we have kids, like not together, but kids are in this dynamic. Or I have kids and you don't, but you aren't acting as a standing mom. And it's like, it's always like that. So it's like having that experience is like, you don't never want to be in a household with somebody and they go outside and fuck somebody else. Like I'm not cool with that. But like I said, to each his own. Some people probably get OG probably 15 years in. I'm like, I don't even fuck what she do. Long as she don't say nothing to me when I'm watching the game. Like she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah. And I remember when Steph Curry parents divorced. Yeah. And I remember thinking like, damn, they was together for 40 years. You can't go nowhere. We got for 40 years and we married. Like, unless something crazy happens. Like,
we just gotta fuck it.
Bury us. It's done. We not getting. We fucking birth Steph Curry. Yo, we locked in together. It's done. It's over. Like, no, like, or even Judge Matthew. We talking about that on the episode. Like, 50 years, nigga. We ain't fucking divorced.
It's like it's not so. But we also talked about how many of those years is quality.
True.
So it's like I think that when people start to really understand life, they start to search for quality experiences.
For sure.
I do think that social media has made people overstimulated and thinking that relationships should always be happy, and that's not realistic. Like you gotta have happy moments, but it's just like your day-to-day life. The way I see it is, if you can get your relationship in routine, where it's like Monday through Friday, not literally but metaphorically speaking, we just have a routine. Right. But these 2 days out the week, we have some excitement. I think that a relationship could be, because that's how I sustained. A relationship can be sustainable when your expectations is knowing that we gotta handle these responsibilities most of the time, but every now and again we're gonna pop out and have some fun. But what's tending to happen is people are being sold a lifestyle and and the perception of happiness is always present in relationships. And happiness is not always present. Love and respect should always be present, but happiness is a fleeting thing. It's like some days you could be unhappy while being rich. You could be unhappy while being happy in a relationship. Happiness is fleeting. It comes and goes. So when people think that this partner should always make them happy, or that the moment that they're not happy, that they should be trying to find something new, that's where the overstimulation come in at, because it's like y'all now looking at a situation where it's like the moment is not fun, I'm out. The moment is not happy, I'm out. Where it's like nobody is building through the bullshit. And that's the difference between my first relationship and my last relationship. It's like the amount of patience that it takes to be able to sustain. That's why I respect you for having a 10-year relationship. Not because I couldn't do it, but because I didn't do it. And the fact that you actually did it, I don't look at it and be like, oh, well, I could do it. It's like, no, nigga, you did it. And I think that people who do the shit that should have been done is here. Like, and flat out, I respect when I say here, I'm talking about respect. It's like, I respect, but it's like, how many of them is enjoyable?
Right.
So if you got 10 years and it's not enjoyable, it's like, nigga, fuck you. You're just wasting time.
Right.
But if you actually still about to get married, it's like, oh, no. So whatever happened, y'all still here. All right, yeah, you got my respect no matter how many relationships I've been in, no matter what. You got my respect because you put the time in. So I say all that to say, getting all the way back to it, is when people think about it, it's like, y'all looking at it like, all right, I should always be happy. And then y'all end up on one sad day, and then y'all trying to find happiness in somebody else. And that's why the relationships is on bullshit. But in reality, if you go into it knowing like, 80% of the time is going to be regular. 20% of the time is going to be exciting. Matter of fact, I'll say 70% of the time is going to be regular. 20% of the time is going to be exciting. 10% of the time is going to be bullshit.
Right.
But the 10% of the bullshit, it can't outweigh the 70% of regular. But because the regular is neutral, the 10% seems more. 10% seems like 80. Because it's like, we really not doing nothing. And then 10% of the time we arguing, so the 20 don't seem like enough. Whole time you discrediting the neutralness of 70 of just coexisting. And I think that when we think about even male friendships versus like women friendships, it's like, men, we can just coexist. It's like, literally, I can just sit next to you, I'm playing the game, we just coexist. It's like, it's not, they don't have to be excited. It's just like, we're just coexisting. But when you having your romantic relationship with your woman, it's like a kid. I'm bored. So it's like you gotta constantly be entertaining, constantly be performing, constantly be doing these things to keep them aroused. Yeah. But it's like that's where the overstimulation come from. That's why I think that when people are like, you think social media ruin relationships, I don't think it ruin relationships by way of what it expose people to, other than the overstimulation. Like people think that motherfucker go on a trip and say, what's next? No different than my kids just having a full Christmas and my daughter telling me the next day I'm bored. I said, what? You bored with what? All them fucking shit you just got. It's like, I ain't seen you got 1,000 gifts, but it's like, you still got enough to get you through the week. Like, why are you calling me the 26?
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours later. But that's how it be. So, but oh yeah, you took me on a trip, but what's next? Oh, you took me, it's like, oh, we had a marriage, we had a wedding, what's next? So it's like, they always looking for those next moments to pop out. And it's like, you got to keep recreating them, or they bored. And that's why they tend to chase different experiences. Same thing with men, where it's like, they overstimulate about how much pussy they get. So it's like, oh, nah, I want to fuck her. I want to fuck her. One is not enough. But it's like, it could be if you put more time into your purpose. And it's like, I'm not a nigga that say, oh, force yourself into monogamy. I'm not that guy. I'm a nigga that say, do what makes you happy, but that doesn't hurt somebody else. But the other side of it is, nigga, I'm so focused on purpose that I don't have time to fuck 20 women. It's not that I wouldn't if I could, it's that I don't have time. So I busied myself in a way that removed that from being an option. And that was like me getting pussy from, see, even when I'm dating one chick, maybe entertaining multiple, but I'm typically dating one chick at a time. And it's like, I'm fucking you. So the once a week, twice a week should be cool, because the rest of the time I'm focused on making this paper and building this shit that we building. So it's like, I don't got time to be entertaining y'all wasting time. Like, y'all a distraction. But if you don't have that sense of purpose back in your play, then this is why you got too much time to just pursue and chase women. And there's no shortage in slight into how many women you can get. Like, niggas think like, if you're measuring your success on how many women you can get or the level of the women you can get, you ain't got no real purpose as a man. And I'm not saying this to pander or to be on the women's side. I'm saying this on some man-to-man shit. Is like, nigga, like, what is you really doing in the world with yourself that's really actually adding to the world or creating value or leaving a legacy or adding impact? Because like, fucking women is easy. We all could do that. Like, there's no shortage of horny women, and there's a shortage of men that can supply them. So you can always be in demand, but what are you really doing that's really making you a man? You feel what I'm saying? And I kind of just like, leave it there for real. The liquor kicking in.
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you did the 70, 20, 10?
Yeah, ever. I made that shit up on the spot.
No, that was one of those.
Oh, damn. Appreciate it, my boy. That was a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even be knowing. He said, I'm a philosophizer. I'm a philosopher. How the fuck you say this shit? Yeah. I'm a philosophizer.
No, because really what you sound like, that's a great way to put relationship dynamics. Yeah. Like, because I always look at stuff like, the age old saying 80-20.
Yeah.
If, 20% shit, you can't find someone that's 100% perfect with it. Yeah. But as long as they at least like an 80 percentile, you can do it to 20%. Yeah. But the relationship dynamic it's probably gonna flip between the 70-80% just as long as we can coexist,
we coasting,
we stable,
and
then it's gonna be 20% of
excitement,
and that, but it's gonna be 10% bullshit. Cause we human,
100%.
We gonna clash. You gonna know me, I'm gonna annoy you.
100%.
Shit gonna blow up. You know,
shit. As long as you don't blow the shit up, you good.
Right.
Shit gonna happen. It's like expecting it not to. It's delusional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And that's funny. I was on a pod and they asked me like, you know, how was I able to, like, you know, when you go into a problem, like I was like, see, for me, it was knowing that once you take certain things off the table, like I knew that I wasn't trying to break up, so that automatically puts you on how can we fix this mode, and then having patience to know that it might not get fixed on night one. And being able to lay next to a person knowing that the issue wasn't resolved right then and there, but it has to eventually be resolved. So I'm willing to wait a week. What's a week of some little chaos to a lifetime of being together? And I feel like that's where people think that, how much time you need to process. However much time it takes, if you planning on being together forever, what's 3 months of some bullshit to a life of forever? So it's like, you can't expect shit to just happen like this and be fixed. It's like, no, let shit really process. Let it run its course. If we pour fucking mud in this cup, you got to run clean water in this cup for a very long time to get the mud out. But if you plan on having a cup forever, if it took fucking 2 hours to do, who gives a fuck? You plan on keeping it forever. But so many people be so quick to run away from the situation the moment it's not fun no more, the moment it's not happy no more. That when it's that 10% of bullshit, they attaching it to the 70 of coasting, and now it look like it's 80% bullshit because they never give you the credit for the fact that what about the times we just don't argue at all? Right. It's like we either having fun or we arguing. What about all the other days where it's just chill?
That we're able to coexist.
We're able to just coexist. Like, we're just like, we ain't too high, too low. It's just a regular day. Like, we need credit for the regular days as well, because there's going to be more regular days than spectacular days. Like, extraordinary, which is extraordinary, is not something you should fucking expect every fucking day. Like, you just think shit life gonna be extraordinary. So now you're going from nigga to nigga to nigga, woman to woman to woman, looking for this extraordinary experience, when the whole time you could have had a coasting moment where you could have had extraordinary moments with the person, which is more monumental, in my opinion.
You did that.
My boy. Good. Yeah. But where we at now? Damn. That boy could talk.
Man, he was coasting that last 15.
I needed it. Yeah. I put them shots.
Yeah, we wait to play in there, though.
Yo, but in the liquor, bro, that's why I don't like drinking, bro. One shot be getting me on. But start it over. Put 24 on the clock. That boy shooting 10 for 10. He just put up 10 straight Curry from the field. No, but all in all, man, this is amazing, man. We hope y'all enjoyed it as always. I don't feel it right now, but when I gotta watch it back, I'm gonna be like, why the fuck we go that extra 20 minutes?
No.
We
talk about after.
All right, all in all. But sidebar, to get back to it, man. You already know what we say, man. We want y'all to get 1% better with each episode. As y'all let people know we grow. Ricky on some nut shit. As y'all let people know we grow, we want y'all to share this out. Don't gatekeep this info, especially the tips I was giving y'all on, how to get in and how to get out. Make sure y'all utilize the tips Q was giving y'all how to get in and how to get out. You know what I mean? We giving y'all some real deal gems and some tips as men, and ladies, y'all can benefit from it too. You know what I mean? So we want y'all to continue to
give him some lazy head 3 times in a row. Yeah,
you over. It's done. I'm cheating. Yeah. Not saying me, but no, I'm fine. We're gonna have to come to some type of resolution. Yeah. Like, you're gonna get it. I don't know where you can get lessons from or how. I don't know if I gotta just take you somewhere and I gotta be you practice on me, but we get a coach.
Watch her do it.
Yeah,
you said
watch her do it is hilarious. She just practicing, babe. Don't worry. Like, this shit don't even matter. Like,
I know
she's
showing you all, but she know how to do it.
You double down.
Yeah, you told me. You told me this is what she do.
So. As y'all get 1%, hey, we want y'all to get 1% better. As y'all let people know we grow. And like I said, don't gatekeep the information, man. And simply say, man, y'all can follow me on Instagram @WFWSC. Where can they find you at?
Right, we hear Ricky. Right. This camera on me. Yeah. Right, that was a good shot. I ain't gonna lie. Right on Q Live, as in the right side. QUE. Right on Q Live. Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow. Hold on, real quick. Don't call me now. I'm on a podcast, yo.
No call, no show.
Hit you back. No. Yo, give me the fuck out this joke. Yo, look, as y'all let people know we grow, follow me @WFWSC. Follow the platform @WFNetwork.WSC. Download us on all audio platforms.
That's some good room.
And follow us subscribe to us on YouTube, The Wolf Network, and make sure y'all search The Wolf Has Spoken Podcast. And make sure y'all get my guy Ricky B. Philly. I'm his manager. If y'all need any and all services,
He be the back of the plane.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, this was fun to film, man. Shout out to my guy. We celebrating our anniversary, man. We had to throw some liquor up and put some liquor in the cup. We ain't throwing it up. But all in all, man, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Until next time, as always, man, the Wolf has spoken. We out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.